When people talk about the greatest basketball dynasty of all time, the 1990s, Chicago Bulls are always at the top of the conversation. 6 championships, 2 three-peats, and of course, Michael Jordan leading the charge. But behind every game-winning shot, every banner raised, and every MVP award, there was a deeper story, one of smart decisions, role definition, sacrifice, and a front office that knew how to build around greatness rather than just collecting it. This is the story of how the Bulls were built around Jordan, a blueprint that remains a masterclass in team success. It all started in 1984, when the Bulls selected Michael Jordan with the third overall pick in the NBA draft. At the time, Chicago wasn't a glamorous destination. The team had little success, no clear identity, and even less national attention. Jordan changed that instantly. His athleticism, drive, and scoring ability made him a sensation from day one. But as history has shown us repeatedly, one man, no matter how great, can't win championships alone. The first phase in building the Bulls Dynasty was creating stability around Jordan. Enter Jerry Krause, hired as general manager in 1985. While Krause is often remembered for his tense relationship with Jordan and his controversial comments, he was also the architect behind one of the most perfectly constructed teams in NBA history. Krause's early moves focused on drafting and developing young talent. In 1987, he orchestrated a draft day trade to acquire Scottie Pippen, a raw but promising forward from Central Arkansas. That same year, he drafted Horace, a tough, athletic power forward from Clemson. This gave the Bulls a core trio that would define the first three-peat: Jordan, Pippen, and Grant. As Jordan dominated the league in scoring, Krause and the Bulls knew that individual brilliance alone wouldn't deliver titles. So they brought in veteran role players like Bill Cartwright and John Paxson, guys who didn't need the ball, who played tough defense and who knew their roles. Just as important, in 1989, the Bulls made a crucial coaching change, replacing Doug Collins with assistant Phil Jackson. Jackson's promotion wasn't just about a new face on the bench. It was about implementing a new philosophy, the triangle offense. Developed by assistant coach Tex Winter, the triangle offense emphasized spacing, movement, and shared responsibility. It was a radical shift for Jordan, who had carried the offensive load for years. But Jackson convinced him that winning would require trust in the system and in his teammates. The triangle allowed Jordan to be Jordan, but it also empowered Pippen to create plays, allowed Paxson to space the floor, and helped the Bulls develop a flowing, unselfish style of basketball. By the early 90s, the blueprint was working. From 1991 to 1993, the Bulls won 3 straight championships. The formula was clear: surround Jordan with elite defenders, smart passers, tough rebounders, and reliable shooters. Jordan was the star, but Pippen's defense and versatility were just as vital. Grant brought toughness and rebounding. Paxson hit clutch threes. Cartwright anchored the paint. They weren't building a super team. In the modern sense, they were building the right team. But then came a curveball. In 1993, Jordan retired following his father's death, shocking the sports world. The Bulls remained competitive with Pippen as the new leader, but they weren't contenders. When Jordan returned in 1995, he wasn't just coming back to the game. He was stepping into a very different NBA. Horace Grant was gone, and the Eastern Conference had grown tougher. The Bulls needed to retool, and Krause once again got to work. That summer, in a move that raised eyebrows around the league, the Bulls traded for Dennis Rodman. Rodman was a Hall of Fame-level rebounder and defender, but he was also known for his volatility. Tattoos, hair dye, ejections, and drama followed him everywhere. But Jackson believed he could manage Rodman's personality, and the team needed his unique skill set. It worked. Rodman joined a revamped lineup featuring a more mature Jordan, a still elite Pippen, and key role players like Toni Kukoc, Ron Harper, Luke Longley, and Steve Kerr. Each of these players served a specific purpose. Kukoc was a 6'10", forward with passing skills and shooting, range perfect for the triangle. Harper reinvented himself from a scorer into a defensive guard. Kerr became the sharpshooter who could punish defenses for overloading on Jordan. Longley provided interior size, while Rodman controlled the glass and defended the best bigs in the league. In 1995-96, the Bulls won 72 games, an NBA record at the time, and went on to win 3 more titles. Their second three-peat was perhaps even more impressive than the first. This team wasn't the most talented on paper, but it was perfectly constructed. It had balance, toughness, and discipline. The triangle offense remained the foundation, but it was the selflessness, role clarity, and commitment to winning that defined the dynasty. Here's what made the Bulls' blueprint so successful. They didn't just look for names, they looked for fit. Jordan was the centerpiece, but they built a team that amplified his strengths and protected his weaknesses. He didn't have to guard the other team's best player every night because Pippen or Harper could. He didn't have to rebound because Rodman could grab 20 boards a night. When defenses collapsed on him, he could kick it out to Kerr or Kukoc for open shots. In today's NBA, franchises often chase stars, hoping to build instant contenders through talent stacking. So when people ask how the Bulls became the greatest dynasty in NBA history, the answer isn't just because they had Michael Jordan. It's because they had a plan, a blueprint, one that no one has quite been able to replicate since.